Hello, YouTubers. It's the expert here, and I've got a lot of stuff to go over and not a terrible lot of time. So, as you might know, my YouTube channel was originally made to serve as a resource for the Homeschool Nerfer website, which will be linked right here or in the description box one. The Homeschool Nerfer is paid for through Bluehost. It's a domain website that helps people, make websites and stuff, web addresses, all that jazz. Well, I got it for 1 year. It was like $70 with the discount or whatever, and it's about to expire, and I don't intend on renewing it. So I'm going to be going mainly to a month-to-month basis YouTube channel, which is, if you've been watching both the YouTube channel and reading Homeschool Nerfer, you'll have gotten a feel for that by now. So this will be serving as the final, essentially the final post on Homeschool Nerfer, which, if you're reading it on Homeschool Nerfer, you already know that. But for all of you YouTubers out there, probably not very relevant to you for that aspect. But I do have 3 blasters to go over real quick. And technically it's more like 2.5, but whatever. Just some projects I've been working on. First off, we'll see this here in just a minute. Those of you actually know what this is. Cool, I reinforced the stock, so actually usable now. But first up on the list, we have the IonFire. It's not Elite, it's IonFire Mega DualStrike. And it's interesting because it has 3-barrel AR for Elites and a 3-barrel AR for Megas. There's a little selector switch on the side that adjusts it. And there we go. Okay? When it's in the top position, it'll fire out like a triad, the 3 Elites. When it's down in the bottom position, it fires out the 3 Megas. Pretty nifty. You'll see a little bit of E-tape right about there. And that's because there's a lot of electrical tape on this actually. Because when I cracked this thing open, I just couldn't figure out why it was shooting so soft. It has a mega-sized plunger, about like a cyclone shot, and it gets like crap performance, like 25 feet. That's just unacceptable. So I opened it up, and there's air holes, like a lot of air holes, everywhere. There's a vent in the main part. There's air holes all over the place. I did not do a spring addition. I tried to with the springs I had. Just was not one to catch right. I could have troubleshooted it. I don't know. I could have been troubleshooting for different problems, but I just decided it really wasn't worth it. And it gets fine performance now. Reach into the dark bin. Some of these. It does still have all of its ARs because of the way the AR system works. But the top barrels are actually kind of finicky. And I've noticed, I saw Drax's review, or Ron got on it one, and he said the very same thing. It's not just a defect. That's a product design. Like, all of them have that flaw. So I'm tempted just to go in there and either put in boiling water and pop off the AR system, or just break it open one and just take out the ARs and make it a shotgun, because you'll see, it fires like these top 2 or the bottom 2, whatever. It almost always fires this one because it's the first dart. But I have not gotten it to single fire without just like holding it like this. The Mega Darts shoot fine though, so it would be like, if I went with that design, it would basically be like a weak shotgun for whenever you're really close. You just pop them real quick. Or whenever you're actually engaging people, switch over to the Mega and you have like a little bit of range on you. But we'll start with the Elites, and there you go, right there. Shot 2 at once. And then the last one fires fine. I don't get it. Like I said, I think it's a weak spring or something. If I were to do it over again, and I still might at some point, yeah, definitely have a check them all for you out and just make a static shotgun, because it's not really that practical having 3 shots of one and 3 shots of another. So, you know, practicality. But then the Megas shoot fine. There's nothing to it there. Overall, it's fun, but not really that practical. It's cool though, pretty big. Thought you could probably mount it under somewhere, but because it's so large and where the trigger placement is, for me, like if I want to use it with my thumb, this thing is not a slide, it's actually a pullback, and that would cause problems with most magazine-filled blasters, even my long shot. So, you know, I've seen people attach stuff to it. They've attached like a big shot up here that fired rival rounds, and a rip shot that fired vortex discs from the bottom, so you had all 4 times the ammunition. But fun blaster. Next up is the IonFire. This is how it's supposed to look. I don't really like it like this. This is pretty cool, and because it's a breech loader, not a magazine-fed blaster, it's useful. I just don't care. I told you you'd be seeing this again. I like it because it's smaller than the Spectre barrel, but it still gives it that barrel break feeling, I guess. So it just really helps me, like, feel super cool. But now, this is how I would personally run a modulus IonFire. And that's not saying much, because I don't like it. This, just like Sharpfire guide, right here. Review and guide. For those of you who've seen my Sharpfire mod guide and or review, I really like that blaster. I really do. It feels like a handgun, and remember, I'm not against handguns or anything like that, but they're Nerf blasters, they're not supposed to fire like handguns. But I like that feel, and it just, oh, it felt aggressive and everything. This one has that classic modulus handle. I'm not a real big fan of the modulus handle, even though I did use the modulus to make the Transcendence, because that was just convenient. But I don't like it necessarily. I'm not exactly like, I've seen a lot more hate on it, like it's the worst thing ever, and it's not, but it's just not comfortable. It's got 2 tactical rails, one on the bottom, one on the top. Stock point and barrel point on a pistol. That's what makes it part of the modulus line. I don't like it. I like it being breech loaded. That's not a problem. I still don't like that little ratchet in it that I took out in the Sharpfire. And for those of you who are wondering, mod guide for this, pretty much a Sharpfire guide. I haven't cracked it open to verify it, but it seems like the same mechanism, and Hasbro wouldn't waste money to change it. So, if you want an IonFire mod guide, you stick to Sharpfire. Barrel point, great. But you put a Retaliator barrel on it. It's too narrow. This has no locking point, so everything is super flimsy on it, and it just looks terrible. Now, if you put another modulus barrel on it, and then it kind of bounces out a little bit, looks a little bit heftier and usable, but this is just, that's terrible. It's not a terribly loose fit. They did fix that specifically for this, because it doesn't have a locking nut. But still, I don't like my blasters looking like they're missing a hole in them. But stock point, not bad at all. Especially with this baby, which we'll be getting to here in just a minute. But because it's a little bit longer than the modulus scope, the modulus stock itself, and this is pretty comfortable. I like that few extra inches. I'm 6'2". I need a big stock. This actually does hold. So I mean, that's pretty comfortable. You know, that's not too bad. And then shooting and whatever. The problem I have is the handle altogether. Whenever you put a sight on it, it looks pretty cool. I'll give it that. What is this? I mean, it's not too bad. This one looks particularly bad though, but like the longer range extension one or whatever, they don't look too bad. The shield is hilarious. Whenever you're running like a full, like big loadout with a stock and extended barrels and all that stuff, and you just want to look really tough, that shield is really fun to use. But it's just not practical. It's a single shot breech loading pistol, and the handguard gets in the way. That's my knuckle ramming into the handguard. And then it half primes. Remember I took out that half prime? Yeah, that's why. And it has to go all the way back and all the way forward before you can actually pull the trigger. That's not cool. I can lower my hand to where it's not that much of a problem, but if I reach out and I'm ready to reload, I drag it in and I slam my knuckle into it. I have to like adjust my hand back to where I'm pushing really strangely. I don't like it. I like the SharpFire because it does not have that. If you were just to chop this off, it would be a barrel extension and an under rail, which is pretty much the SharpFire, except that you can put different barrels on it, and you actually have a tactical round. Not a huge selling point, but just like with the SharpFire, the power's in there. You just have to get it out. But we will fire off one. I mean, it's there. We just have to get it out. So that's the IonFire. And last but not least, the Strike and Defend stock. I call it Little Shooty. In case you can't tell, it's a stock. That's also a blaster. Now, I will say right off the bat, this is not the right orientation for it. It's supposed to be flipped so that you can like pull it out. I will admit that's a little bit more comfortable, but the reason I did this is because I just forgot. Whenever I was putting it back together from the modification, which in case you're wondering, it's just a jolt. All this in here, just a jolt. But when I was putting it back together, I didn't even think about it, and I turned it whenever I put it in. But it does have one advantage. I mean, I can pull it down with one thumb. It's not that uncomfortable, but it's a little bit lower profile. I'm not going to catch it on something if I'm pulling it out. It doesn't have a thing on the side that I'll catch or on my belt or anything like that. So it's a little bit more utilitarian, I guess, but it takes a little bit of the comfort away. But the jerk well's pretty big, or the handguard, I suppose. And the reason there's a handguard is because it's a stock. I don't really have a complaint about that. I understand why it's there, and it doesn't really impact it very much. It's not entirely comfortable, but if I needed this as a backup shot, and I just attached it from a blast or whatever, dude, I would be all over you. It is a modified jolt. I did not do a spring addition because I wanted to be able to quickly pull that thing down and then fire it. I knocked out the AR. I did a simple hole drill to give a little more airspace. I think that's really all I did for it, and then I E-chased it back where I had made some holes in it, cutting and stuff. But yeah, not too terrible. As a blaster, you just, well, I prime it first because it is outside, but you just put it in, put your dart in, and pop goes the weasel. Now, as a stock, it's fine. I like it being big. I like that. But you can't really use it as a blaster on the IonFire particularly. So, on my strike, I've got my, ooh, I'm really cool, I want to show off this blaster mode. But then how I would actually run one, well, I'd probably still leave it on. It doesn't hurt performance. Take that off, take this off, and I'll run this. Why? Because it gives me that few inches extra that I like. It doesn't exactly look the best, but it's flat. Now for those of you out there who are watching that are strife lovers, you can take your strife. It's kind of hard to prime whenever you don't have like leverage on it. You put your dart in, You're playing around. Oh no, I'm out of magazines. Guess what? You have a bonus shot that you can aim and fire. Yeah, like that. It's not exactly the most comfortable world unless you just go around like this. But you have a bonus shot, and that's pretty nice. So, I like it. We attach my accessories. And yeah, they're not really Nerf attachments, they're Nerf accessories. We're accessorizing our blasters, it's what we do. Just relax. So I think that covers just about everything that I was going to say in this video. Kind of an informal send-off video, so to speak. For those of you who are just YouTube viewers, you can leave now if you want. People who've been reading the Homeschool Nerfer, thank you. I know it's not been very interesting the past 2 months because nothing's been put on there. But thank you for those of you who are reading it, and it was awesome. I feel like I made a little bit of a difference to at least a few people that I know. But yeah, I was basically like a little mini Nerf haven. But I mean, there's not really a reason to continue it on. But thank you for those of you who read. It meant a lot to me. And I suppose that chapter of my life is closed. So, if you want to continue enjoying my stuff, I'll be posting periodically on YouTube. So, thank you guys very much. And, as always, have a good day. Homeschool Nerfer out.